More stories. Story 7. Two Woodcutters. Two friends, Peter and Paul, were cutting wood in the vast Canadian forest. Peter worked from 7 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the evening without a break. As soon as one tree was felled, he moved straight on to another. However, Paul worked from 8 until 6 and took regular breaks. He even spent more than an hour to eat lunch. At the end of the week, they were both curious as to how much wood the other person had gathered. Peter was shocked. He looked at the wood that Paul had gathered, and it was about twice as much. He said, "I don't believe it. I worked much harder than you did, and you've got much more wood than I have. How can this be possible?" Paul thought for a while and answered, "While I was taking a break, I was also sharpening my axe. I was going to say something to you, but you were too busy working. The secret of woodcutting is to work with a sharpened axe." Story 8. The Art of Persuasion. Among marketing specialists, there is a well-known story. The main idea of this story is that the important thing is not what you are selling, but how you present what you are selling to the customer. An insurance salesman decided to try his luck at an army barracks. After he was admitted, he said, "Do you know that if you are seriously wounded, the government will only pay compensation to those with insurance?" Nobody said anything. He explained again, but nobody was interested. Just as he was about to leave, a sergeant stepped forward and said, "Excuse me, sir, I think I understand how the people here think. Now, you guys, think of it this way. If the government has to give compensation to those insured, and it doesn't have to give to those not insured, then who will it send to the front?" After thinking about this for a while, everybody in the room decided to get insurance. The Marathon. Story 9. Jenny Wood, who lives in London, finished the 2004 London Marathon with a time of 11 hours and 34 minutes. This was the 16th and last marathon she completed. Of course, 11 hours is a very slow pace, but this woman was 90 years old. Story 10. A Bad Joke. In 1960, the western coast of Chile was hit by large 11-meter waves following a storm in the Pacific. At least 1,000 people died. As a joke, in 2003, 3 children ran from the beach shouting, "Tidal waves are coming!" 12,000 people panicked and escaped to the hills. It took days for the city to return to normal.